Hello! Good day, Doc. Good day, classmates. This is my report on MAET 212, Design and Evaluation of Instructional Media. My name is SHYLA MOLINA. My topic will be the types and uses of instructional media and the guidelines for creating instructional media. The objective is to identify different types and uses of instructional media and the guidelines for creating instructional media. To determine your audience, have a good idea of the turnaround time to create your video. Know your current preparation tools such as visual and textual content. Know the resources available to you for creating videos. Ask questions to others who are already familiar with creating videos. Use offered professional development YouTube videos and LinkedIn Learning for training on how to use video and content creation tools. Be creative in your development. Remember that you are engaging students to understand the concepts being presented. Find out about hardware tools for creating audio and video, such as the type of video cameras available and microphones to use. Challenge yourself to understand media and content creation terminology. There are many kinds of instructional media that the teachers can use in teaching process, from the simplest ones to the complex or modern ones as cited in the dictionaries of 2005. They are visual, audio, audiovisual, tactile, and virtual. According to Sukortewi from 1996, the advantages of using media in teaching learning process are to increase the learner's motivation, to avoid the learner's bored, to make the learners easy to understand the material, and to make the teaching learning process more systematic. The role of media is very important in English teaching learning process to achieve the instructional goal. Among the implicit goals that media can be helped by teachers to achieve are as follows: attracting attention, developing interest, adjusting the learning climate, and promoting acceptance of an idea. The keywords here are instructional media, learning motivation, teaching learning process. There are a lot of definitions of instructional media. According to some experts, Briggs of 1970 defines media as physical means which are used to send messages to the students and stimulate them to learn. Scanyan states that instructional media encompasses all the materials and physical means an instructor and teacher might use to implement instruction and facilitate learners' achievement of instructional objectives. These may include traditional materials such as chalkboards, handouts, charts, slides, overheads, real objects, flashcards, and videotape or film, as well newer materials and methods such as computers, DVDs, CD-rooms, the internet, and interactive video conferencing. Whatever the definitions of media are, there is a guideline which can be stated about media. Media are anything used to send messages from the senders to the receivers, so they can be arouse the learner's thought, feeling, and interest in learning, by Sademan et al. Of 2002. The kinds of instructional media. There are so many instructional media according to the experts which are used in teaching learning process, starting from the simplest or cheapest ones to the most complex and modern ones, without the need of the electricity, up to the most expensive ones which needed the electricity. So those are visual, pictures, sketches, illustrations, patterns, diagrams, photos, films, charts, graphs, paintings, comics, cartoons, caricatures, maps, globe, strip brochures, advertisements, and many more. So let us have first these common instructional materials inside your classroom. So I will be showing you these scrambled words. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let us check your answers. Number 1, okay, correct, chalkboard. 2, flashcards. 3, wall charts. 4, alphabet. 5, number line. 6, number charts. 7, clock. 8, day chart. 9, calendar. 10, map. So these are some of the common instructional materials found inside your classrooms. So let us have the examples for audiovisual, tactile, virtual, games and simulations, visual media, audio media, and audiovisual media. So first, let's have audiovisual. So for audiovisual, we have televisions, puppets, role play, excursion, natural phenomenon, LCD, computers, and etc. For tactile are those specimen exhibits, model, sculptured figure, live and stuffed animals, experiments, toys, puppet shows, and etc. For the virtual, internet, website, email, audio video, streaming, chatting, messaging, audio video conferencing, e-news groups, cyber news, etc. So, MOLINA Kim classifies the instructional media for teaching language into games and simulations such as Simon Says, Scrabble, Bingo, role-playing, social drama, puppet show, and etc. For visual media such as blackboard, flannel board, wall chart, module, picture, card, slide, film, OHP or overhead projector, and LCD or liquid crystal display. For audio media such as radio, recordings, record player. For audiovisual media such as voice, slide, film, TV, videotape, recorder. What do you see in the picture? So we think it's time you pick up some new technical skills, Dave. So with this picture, it says there that Dave needs to change the gadgets for him to use new things and help him improve and work fast. For the learners of the 21st century, today's digital kids think of information and communications technology or ICT as something akin to oxygen. They expect it's what they breathe and it's how they live. They use ICT to meet, play, date, and learn. It's an integral part of their social life. It's how they acknowledge each other and form their personal identities. So this is from SHYLA Brown of 2004. General principles of effectiveness. Instructional media should change behavior by influencing a gain in cognitive, affective, and/or psychomotor skills. Enhance learning, however, no one tool is better than another. Complement the instructional methods. Match available financial resources. Be appropriate for physical environment. Complement learners' sensory abilities, developmental stage and educational level. Impart accurate, current, valid, and appropriate messages. Add diversity and information to learning. Components of instructional media. 1. The delivery system definition. Both the software or physical form and the hardware used to present materials. Examples for software or physical form is the PowerPoint slides. For the DVD's hardware is the computer and the DVD players. Number 2, realia. Most concrete and accurate form of stimuli used to deliver information. Example, a computer teacher demonstrating to learners how to format text in a word processor. Number 3, illusionary representations. So it is less concrete. Example, the real-life visual and auditory media such as audio tapes on how to discriminate between normal and abnormal lung sound. Number 4, symbolic representations. The most abstract types of message or stimuli used for instruction. Example, audio tapes, oral presentation, graphs, written text, handout. Print media. This includes printed media like books, handouts, pamphlets, magazines, study guides, instructional manuals, newspapers, journals, dictionaries, encyclopedia, posters, charts, and etc. Advantages of print media. It contains the core information a learner is supposed to learn. Example, in books. It is readily available, are easy to carry, and can be used anywhere and anytime. They provide a variety of information from different sources. They can give update information, especially in newspapers. Use of handouts become easy to communicate to the learner. Promote individualized learning. Disadvantages of print media. In some instances may have outdated information. Could be written in inappropriate maturity level of learners' reading ability. Handouts may easily be misplaced by students in class. Most abstract form of reality. Immediate feedback limited. Less useful with low literate learners or visually or cognitively impaired learners. How print media are used. Selection. Select reading material or print appropriately. Reference list. Prepare a reference list to share with learners. Curriculum. Consider ideas presented on the books and the demands of the curriculum. Use language understood by the learners. Do find useful examples to the learners. Use the most current books and reading with your free time. Evaluating print media. Educators must consider nature of the audience, literacy level required, linguistic variety available, brevity or briefness and clarity, layout and appearance, opportunity for repetition or duplication, concreteness and familiarity. Non-print media. This is made up of projected media and non-projected media. Projected media refers to media formats in which text and still images are enlarged and displayed on an illuminated screen. The text and images are usually printed on a transparent film such as an overhead transparency or a slide. Examples of projected media include slides, film strips, opaque and overhead projections, motion pictures, videos, and etc. Overhead projectors typically consist of a large box containing a very bright light source, a fan for cooling the box, and a large lens that focus the light. Typically on a long folding arm is a mirror that redirects the light forward instead of up. Sheets or rolls of transparent film are placed on top of the lens for display. The light from the lamp travels through the transparency and into the mirror, where it is reflected into a viewing screen. The mirror allows an audience to see the image at the same time, even while the presenter is writing. The opaque from Wikipedia. Projector, epegioscope, or episcope is a device which displays opaque materials by shining a bright lamp onto the object from above. A system of mirrors, prisms, and/or imaging lenses is used to focus an image of the material onto a viewing screen. Because they must project the reflected light, opaque projectors require brighter bulbs and larger lenses than overhead projectors. Care must be taken that the materials are not damaged by the heat generated by the light source. Opaque projectors are not as common as the overhead projector. Opaque projectors are typically used to project images of book pages, drawings, mineral specimens, leaves, and etc. They have been produced and marketed as artists' enlargement tools to allow images to be transferred to surfaces such as prepared canvas or for lectures and discourses. On top is an image of a smart board with fixed LCD projector, and on the bottom is an image of a slide projector. These are used to project images and to make images get bigger. That is a motion picture camera. A camera that takes a sequence of photographs that then gives the illusion of motion when viewed in the rapid succession. Cine camera, movie camera, photographic camera, equipment for taking photographs, usually consisting of a light-proof box with a lens at one end and light-sensitive film at the other. So this is based from motion picture camera definition of motion picture. This is a film strip projector. A film strip is one of the projective audiovisual that a fixed sequence related still on a roll of 35mm film. The film strip can be projected backside of the map as convenience of the teaching situation demand. Value of projected media. It provides greater enjoyment in learning, stimulates more rapid learning, makes teaching situation adaptable to wider range, enlarges or reduces actual size of objects, influences and changes attitudes, utilization to education, to attract and focus the attention of a large group of audience, entertain an audience. Advantages of projected media. Easy to operate, can be shared by a large group of people, make teaching more effective and efficient, relatively cheap to make visual aids, can be very large. My screen is 8 by 20 feet in a dark room, are portable. Disadvantages of projected media. Mostly require use of darkroom for high resolution of the display. Require clean line of sight. There should be no obstacles. Digital projectors don't last forever. Mostly 2,000 to 4,000 lamp hours only. Require qualified technical support to install and maintain. May make using laser pointers difficult since so much light is already bouncing off the surface. Most projectors don't have good sound quality or need an external sound unit. Non-projected media. Non-projected media are those media which are used without any projection. They translate abstract ideas into a more realistic format. They allow instruction to move from verbal representation to a more concrete level. Examples of non-projected media include still picture, drawings, charts, graphs, cartoons, puppets, realia or real objects, models, dioramas, field trip displays, surfaces, board or chalkboard, magnetic boards or whiteboards, flip charts, flannel charts, specimens, bulletin, and etc. A flannel board or felt board helps a child explore stories, use their imagination, improve fine motor skills, and open up their creativity with shapes, colors, and objects, sturdy but covered in soft cloth. A flannel board is a benefit to small children as well as teachers who are looking for a way to change up typical teachable moments. So this is from What is a Flannel Board? The Classroom. This is an example of a non-projected media. Above is a flashcards and below is model, example, a heart model. These are examples of diorama. Diorama is a model representing a scene with three-dimensional figures, either in miniature or as a large-scale museum exhibit. Picture 1 shows a whiteboard and picture 2 shows the flip chart. On picture number 1, we have a bulletin board. In bulletin board, we post our announcements or other informations. And the picture number 2 shows the image of a puppet. So puppets are used for role-playing or for interactive learning to motivate learners. Advantages of non-projected media: abundant and are easily obtainable, requires no electricity, appropriate for low budget, not much artistic ability is required in the use of these visual aids, can be used in many ways at all levels of instruction and discipline, used to stimulate creative expression such as tell us stories or writing stories. Many of them can be converted into projected aids. Disadvantages of non-projected media: these could present problems in transportation and storages, depending on the number and bulk. These have limited dramatic effect of presentation, and this should be big enough to be useful effectively. For this quote, a good aid is like a window. It should not call attention to itself. It should just let in the light. These are my references. Thank you, God bless, and thank you for listening. My name is SHYLA MOLINA, and now I'm signing off.